Let's talk about relationships.
Seen and heard, IDD community.
Tell about a boundary that gets crossed often.
I think sometimes people think everyone needs a hug right away, but I tell people you need to respect people's space. And one of my old friends, his name is David Hinsberger, and David Hinsberger always talk about you need to ask if a person wants a hug because that's a way to respect boundaries because if you don't ask, sometimes people get offended about it. And I always ask people when I hug them, you're okay if I give you a hug or not?
What boundary crossing could lead to something worse?
I think one of the other things is so important to teach people with disabilities is that sometimes it's one-way relationships because sometimes people think they're in love with someone but the other person don't love them. And like I saw something just recently, someone bought some roses for one person, and I think the person was surprised about it. And you need to respect that. And I think sometimes people don't realize when they cross the boundaries.
How can this situation get worse?
I think if a person keep on flirting them, keep on violate the person's space, to go over their house, or to ask them to go to dance all the time and the other person didn't want it. And no one tell the person nothing. And I think sometimes the system fails because no one talk about crossing that line and no one help that person to call the law enforcement when they step that boundary.
Why do you think people keep pushing the boundary like that?
I think sometimes people with disabilities is that no one teach us about if you keep on doing it, the next step, the next step, and the next step. No one talk about that. And that's disappointing because we need to teach people about that.